Now that's how you start a fucking show, boys. What's everybody doing out there tonight, man? I'm Uncle Bill, of course. I don't think CK will be on here, but you know how he is. He might drop in at some point, like unannounced completely, just in the middle of this shit to show off his play pretties like I am. And we are joined tonight by the incomparable, just the man, the mystery, the legend that is Rambo Rav. How are you doing tonight, man?
Doing well, can't complain. Hello, everyone in the chat. Thanks for inviting me on here. And let's do it. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what happens. Got the man with the plane here, Uncle B, the B Rad man himself.
Yeah, I mean, we'll figure it out. We'll do it live, just like like Bill O'Reilly back in the day. Also, don't walk off my fucking show like Dana White did on Howie Mandel. I don't know if you saw that or not, where he just like he did the intro and then he just got up and like walked out and he's like, "I'm sick of doing podcasts." That was the funniest shit I've ever seen. Also, though, being fashionably late because he's got people locked in his dungeon of terror is the one and only Stuntman Mark.
What's up?
Makes it in here like 10 seconds after the intro. What the fuck?
I got to keep the gimmick going, man.
It's working. It is working right now. So I know that I kind of told you guys this is just kind of a BS kind of show. Like I bought a bunch of stuff and eventually we might get into that, but there's other stuff to talk about as well. So we'll just kind of see like where it goes. Um, you know, just a kind of a hangout kind of show, I guess, tonight. Let's see though who we got in the chat. We've got
just don't slap your wife like Dana White. That's why he left.
Well, yeah. His wife For some reason, that's perfectly fine though. Yeah. We got Horaholics in here. Appreciate that. The mayor's in here. It burns down. It burns down there. It burns. Chris C, the slasher dude, the mayor. I said that. Peter Sweller, Rathammer, Radkins, Jackson Jack, old Curly Jaws. Well, where in the hell you been, Curly Jaws? Been a fortnight. Scratch, Bog Zombie, Ragnar, L.A. Jules in here. He just got done watching Cooties. Do you remember it? Or Cuties? I thought it said Cooties. What? I don't. You're talking about Cuties, that damn Netflix film?
Yeah,
that got them in like all kinds of trouble back in the day.
Yeah,
because I would probably watch Cooties for that. Cooties is the one that was like a trauma-esque kind of film. I don't know if you remember that one from a few years back.
Yeah, about the chicken nuggets that were infecting kids as zombies, and you had what's his name? Lord of the Rings, Elijah Wood in it.
Yeah. Yep. What the? You don't want to know what Cuties is, Rathammer. Just let it go. Mayor.
No.
Mayor, straight off the bat, just want you to tear up some shit to make more.
Please don't.
Yeah, save it. Yeah, let the suspense gel.
Yeah, you never know what can happen by the end of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I keep watching to see it. Keep him suspense.
So we've already got a super chat, and this is a question too. So let's see. Logan Horaholic writes in and says opinions on this is. I actually just watched Student Bodies last week. So opinions on slasher spoofs like Class Reunion, Student Bodies, Wacko, Pandemonium, and Bloodhook. Thinking about buying some Blu-ray. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I own Student Bodies, I own Wacko, and I own Bloodhook. Of those three, my favorite is Student Bodies, but that's only because I grew up watching it. It's not good. It's just nostalgic. It's not really that funny. It's just one of those movies that like
it's ridiculous. I mean,
yeah, it's just it's way ahead of its time though, man. Really, like as crazy as that is, like it is. Like it's like Scary Movie, years and years before Scary Movie.
What is it? The breather?
Yeah. And what's the guy's name that's a janitor? They keep like saying it like throughout
stick-
the
skinny
Stick-looking
guy.
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I gotta think
I
of that
think it
guy's
was
name. It's
nicknamed the
great.
Stick in real life. He was nicknamed the Stick because he was so thin, and
Yeah,
it was like a walking toothpick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's great because he walks and he's like pissing in the garbage can in that one scene. Like, anyway,
I would recommend.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go
Matt.
ahead. I would say I do like Student Bodies. I haven't seen the others except Bloodhook. I would recommend Bloodhook. It does have some pacing problems, but it's such a weird concept of a killer fisherman with a giant hook that he
Mhm.
puts the wrap around people's necks. And the fact he goes crazy because he's a Vietnam vet who's got a metal plate and cicadas turn him crazy. That or loud rock music.
Yeah, it's great too the way
This
that they
is-
film it. It's like so trauma, like the way that they film the kills and stuff in it too. I think it's Melbert. I think it is Melbert. Isn't that it? Like,
That sounds about right. Yeah.
yeah, that's the janitor in it. But anyway, Mark, have you seen any of these films? Any of the horror spoofs like this?
I have Student Bodies. That's the one that I remember the most. I don't have the other ones, but I've seen them, but it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been a while. I've seen them though. Yeah.
Okay. Malvert.
Malvert.
Oh,
There you
Okay.
man.
Close enough. Yeah. Well, that's my
Yeah,
pick
close
anyway. Like those movies are seriously hit and miss. Like it can be just
Mhm.
totally like crap and stupid. And then there's some of them that actually have some like redeeming qualities to them.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
like
like
the idea
Saturday the
of like
14th. Saturday the 14th, I would say is crap.
that's another
That's a
one that's in that
crap.
list. Yeah.
I still have the VHS. I'll never upgrade it. I'll probably just keep the VHS for nostalgia's sake, but yeah, it's not good. Not at all.
Let's see. Father says looking forward to the Ninja Exploitation stream. What are y'all's thoughts on Jim Cotta? One of my favorites growing up. Oh my god. Anybody have any thoughts on Jim Cotta?
I was surprised they got that to a movie. I wouldn't know what the thought process was to make that to a movie in the first place. He's a guy who hits people with the power of gymnastics. So it's like let me fight a little horse warrior called thing to swing around and tip bad guys. I'm like, it's original, I guess, but it didn't catch on. Fair.
It's been forever. It was 80s, right?
Yeah.
Like mid 80s. I don't really remember it that well, to be honest.
I think the way that Matt described it pretty much exactly sums it up, though. Yeah.
1985.
Okay.
Fuck F the troll. Oh, sorry. Fuck the troll. I'm not supposed to say fuck. I think I'm not supposed to say fuck anymore. I think that's hurting our ad revenue or something. So I should probably not do that. So yeah, F them in the ass.
That's better.
Scream Factory's Valentine's Day sale. Okay. I said this last night. I'm gonna say it again. I hate Scream Factory. I think everybody can agree on that. They suck and they're trying to take everybody's money. They're just re-releasing all of their old catalog titles and they're really lazy. I think that that's pretty common knowledge. And there's some people that take up for them or whatever. I don't take up for them because I don't care because they haven't sent us screeners in like 10 years. So I'll give them this though. That sale that they just had, which was the, what is it? Love's in the Scare sale or something like that. Was pretty decent if you didn't have a lot of those titles. Now, some of them they knocked off like $2 or $3, and then some of them you could get for like $8 or $9, like depending on what it was, like Blu-rays and things like that. I got Ninja 3: The Domination in that sale for like $8.99. Like there was stuff on there you could get like that had been out forever if you didn't have. The one thing that I will give them credit for is some of the stuff they put on the free part of it. So if you spent over $100, you got like a free gift, right? So the free gift a couple of the free gifts were like the entire sets that they released that are like $100 sets, like the Piranha one, the Happy Death Day ones, like the ones that had the 4Ks, the posters, the pins, the fucking whatever else. So I kind of feel like that's pretty good. I mean, I know.
They could sell them.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Blu-ray.
those are definitely ones that are like the lower selling ones, but eventually, like you'll be able to sell that. Probably not right now, but you'll be able to sell that shit back and make probably back your money on those too, just based on that. So that's why I'll give them credit. Now I'm not saying that you had to get those as the gift. I'm just saying those were the most expensive gifts that they had.
Oh, and the sale is still growing. Okay, I have to look into it.
Yeah, I was on there earlier, and they have a nice selection. I couldn't even make up my mind. I'm gonna have to go back to it a little bit later.
I got let's average about $10 a piece. Screen Factory's giving away the $100 price as a gift if you spend $100 out. Christy says got 5 of the V-Day sale, average about $10 each. Why did you keep it? Why did I keep it? I didn't keep it a fucking secret, like I was talking about last night. As a matter of fact, it's up. I mean, on the Discord, I'm pretty sure, and the sale still has 7 days left. So,
yeah, I was surprised. I thought it would be over like today or something, but it's it's still got some time on it. I'm gonna get some stuff for sure. One that I wanted to check but I didn't is unlawful entry back. Is it cheaper? Is the question. Is that part of the sale?
I doubt that was Shout Select, wasn't it? Like that wasn't even Screen Factory.
Oh, what? I guess.
Oh, wait. It might have been Screen. There was some bullshit about that one. There were like, they did put that as Screen Factory, I think, but people were like, "Why in the hell is this Screen Factory?" I remember something about that.
I know they came back, and then I thought it went away again, and then I think I heard it came back again. So I don't know. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check right now.
Now they gotta make room for more Lost in Space copies.
Dude, there's some of that stuff where you're just like, who the fuck are they? Like, who'd they get this for? Like, who's the audience for some of this?
Like, I love Dolph Lundgren. I'm getting Jill Rips. That's a crappy ass movie.
Yeah.
You want to see him tied up by dominatrix. I mean, I like Rest in Peace, the director Anthony Hitchcock. That's not one of his good movies.
It's on there. It's on there, Mark.
Yeah.
If you want to get it, yeah. If you want to spend $30 on the son of a bitch, Lord.
No. Oh, that's no. Somebody in the chat says the transfer sucks. Damn.
That's one thing, man. Yeah. They're releasing like bare bones Blu-rays for $30 with shipping. That's going to be like $40. Like with taxes and shipping, the way they do that shit, like you're going to be spending $40 on that on a friggin' like regular Blu-ray, basically.
And yeah, Mark, my friend Mike OCP, he got a lawful entry, and he said the transfer's not going to blow you away.
Okay,
it wasn't, like, it's better than nothing, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah, but
for that much money, it should.
Exactly. You get the title. People have been wanting that movie for a while. You put it out, you charge that much, and the transfer is not even good. Least you could do is give a good transfer if there's no features.
Yeah.
Says they increased the copies of unlawful entry from 1620 to like 2600 or something like that.
Okay.
So
I just find it funny that that's limited, but then so many people don't buy Lost in Space 1998 movie. That's a collector's edition.
I go back to that quote, man. It's as limited as how many we can sell. I don't think any of this stuff is limited. I just think that that's a catchphrase that people use now to get people to like hurry up and buy stuff.
Like the Shining miniseries is not, but the fucking unlawful entry is. I'm sorry, kid. The freaking.
Oh no, that's okay.
Oh yeah.
That the new series is supposed to ignore the prequels and going back to the retro futuristic. Lord.
How about ignore his existence and not exist and just go away? Just how about no more alien stuff ever? There were 2 good films. The last one was 1986. It's a series on from Disney, really, since they own Fox. Does anyone really think this will be good? What was the last couple alien? Really, Scott couldn't even make a good alien film nowadays.
That's
I was
true.
supposed to think that a new TV show, like a bunch of people I don't care about, and ooh, there's a xenomorph, and I'll go around the corner. Who gives a rat's ass about that or the movie? Since they're doing 2 things, Romulus sounds like a Star Trek movie, and a TV show. I mean, no, I'm not. Doesn't matter.
I don't. I couldn't tell you
It
last
died
time
when
I
Alien
was.
3.
I was. I couldn't tell you when I was excited about an Aliens movie coming out. Like they pretty much did the most they could to kill off that series with like Alien versus Predator and all that shit, and then like what was the one? What was the last one? Not Prometheus, but like the one
Covenant.
after
Covenant.
Covenant. Like, dude, no, just fucking at that point, just stop.
It's the alien stalks a couple in a shower, like a bad slasher film. And he asks who hurt me. Alien 3 hurt me.
Who hurt
Seen
you,
that
Rambo?
movie. Ever since Alien 3, like killed everybody and have a bunch of ball prisoners with barcodes. And I was supposed to care that these people were murderers and killers, and they're getting killed one by one, like I did from Rat's ass. Then they
You
killed
have to
Hicks, then they
understand.
killed me, then they
Yeah,
killed
there's-
Ripley, then they killed the franchise. I hate that movie with passion.
You didn't like
Even
Prey?
David Fincher hates it. Did I like what?
Prey?
Prey.
No AVP, none of that stuff.
What about Requiem? AVP Requiem. That was fucking killer.
When
Can't
you can see
anything.
it,
Yeah.
need
There
some
you go.
lights.
This is it. AVP would be good if you can see what was happening.
Yeah.
Who
Prey,
knows?
no, I didn't know Native Americans were parkour martial artists that, if you weigh 80 pounds, you can defeat a predator with parkour. Because Native Americans are known for their parkour.
I don't
And
know
you
if
can
we
eat plants
told.
that somehow make your blood so cold they can't see your eat, but it doesn't affect your health. I didn't know that was a thing.
If we've told you guys this yet or not, but you probably should not get him started on the fucking Alien franchise
Don't
or the
matter,
Predator franchise for that matter.
There's another one
There's
of
been
those
2
coming.
good. Yeah.
Uh,
By the same director, Prey. Yeah. To me, there were 2 Predator films good and 2 Alien films good, in my opinion. After that, it's been all downhill.
Mm. Yeah.
Like Alien Resurrection.
oh my god. So I thought something else we could talk about too, though. We talked about it last night on the show. I wanted to get your guys' take on it. Is Anchor Bay coming back from the dead? So the background story to this is a couple of guys, one of them that used to work at Anchor Bay, and I guess they had another company. It was called Umbrella, I want to say, something like that. Yeah, Umbrella Entertainment. And they wanted to revive the old Anchor Bay, and the first 2 titles that they have that are going to be the launch titles are going to be, I thought this was pretty killer. Dinner with Leatherface, which is a documentary about Gunnar Hansen, and Abruptio. I don't know what that is, but Garrett put it over like fucking crazy. So
The puppet movie.
The puppet movie, yeah. And what are you guys' thoughts about Anchor Bay coming back? I mean, that was a pretty big staple of my late teens and 20s.
I have a ton of DVDs. I mean, I found a lot of movies through them. I don't think it'll be as good as the old days, but who knows? Like maybe they could find some stuff that we haven't heard of. There's quite a few gems that still need release on Blu-ray and 4K. So the first 2 releases, though, I'm not that excited, but we'll see what happens down the line.
It seems like they just dud this name up to use for, in a weird way, publicity. And I mean, you guys mentioned yesterday, it depends if they did like this one big title that gets
Yeah.
people's eyes onto the product, the company again,
Hmm.
then we'll see. But if they just release titles like these, which I'm not really gonna. Jonah Hansen documentary seems cool, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it. Maybe I'll see it sometime, but
Yeah, I feel like that's something that would probably be on Shutter. Like that seems like
Hmm.
something that would fit on like a service like that or something.
Yeah.
who are is it like brand new people? Is nobody from the old? I know, of course,
Well,
maybe they retired or stuff.
the one guy you talking about the guys that are starting this company. Yeah, one of them worked for Anchor Bay. Apparently, like that was he worked for him years and years ago. That was like the guy that I guess had the idea for it. We talked to Slippy, and he doesn't have any involvement in it, which I kind of suspected that. I don't know why. I just kind of suspected we would know something about it if he like somewhere in there if he did. But
Well,
that's
so
not.
far.
Yeah, that's not to say that like if they didn't contact him, he would definitely do something with them. I know, but like he's not involved in any of the initial parts of it or anything.
Hmm.
Um, I was saying last night, I just don't want it, and it feels like it's already like that. That's what it's going to be to me anyway. I don't want it to turn into like Stars, like the way that it was towards the end of when it was Anchor Bay and Stars took
Hmm.
over, and they started just releasing like, you know, just really low budget independent kind of films with they get like one mid level star and put out a fucking horror film, and that was it, and it was always shit. And they stopped releasing the older stuff and just focused on like stuff like that. Like, and
Yeah.
they've got to figure out what they're doing too, man. There's way too much like competition. Like,
Yeah. That's what I was saying last night. Like they need one big title, really more than one. I mean, one to start out to get everybody's attention. And then beyond that, you're going to have to get a lot of content that's not been released 1,000 times already. Like these other companies, Via Vision, Umbrella, these guys are re-releasing stuff that's been out on Scream Factory and all these other labels. You need something to stand out. You need new content. Um, you also have to focus on staying afloat and separating yourself, which is what I told Garrett this last night. Like that's what Vinegar Syndrome does well. Like, of course, they get a lot of obscure stuff, but they also focus on packaging. They know
yeah,
the consumer market, like for like the fans, they want the aesthetics, like they like that stuff. So you got to get stuff like that too. You're gonna have
yeah,
to.
they keep tricking me with these fucking packages that these movies are dog shit, but the packaging is amazing. I'm gonna talk about that here shortly. But like, yeah, if there's like a continuum on like a continuum, right? Like to me, it's like you got Kino Lorber's over here. They're releasing like a ton of stuff, but there's no like frills to any of it. It's just like released. And then over here, you got like Severin and Vinegar Syndrome at the far end where they're like putting toys in shit and like all their packaging is like insanely detailed and
Mhm.
everything's a slip cover or a slip case or whatever David Gregory makes up. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's it just like there's a vast space between those two kinds of companies, I think. Like, and there's room for a Anchor Bay, but I don't know now, man. It's like what they were doing, they've already taken it and like ran with it. Like they created this kind of like genre with the tins and the special
Mhm.
edition sets and stuff like that. And all these other companies have kind of ran with that now, and they're so flooded in the market. Like I don't think they can do that again. Like nobody will give a shit to me if they start doing that stuff again. Like special editions. It's like everybody's doing that now. I don't know what they do. Like I don't know what that company. But we'll see. Maybe it'll be like A24. They'll surprise it. You know what I mean? Like maybe if I can
Yeah.
blow up and they'll start making their own films. I don't know.
I think as long as the packaging is unique enough and you got the right title that people have been clamoring for years, and it's not hard to figure out what those titles are. They might be difficult to get, but if they can get them, they're gonna do pretty good, I
Yeah,
think.
Here's my question though: that if you don't start like you guys talking about in this day and age with all this stuff, Vinegar Syndrome, Arrow, why would you have these two as your premier? I mean, okay, you got the rights to it or such, but you would think you would want to wait to really make his first big giant statement with a very recognizable title. Look at us, here we are. And again, I like Gunnar Hansen, may he rest in peace, but just, are these two titles really what you want to showcase? This is who we are. It felt like if you want to make a first initial statement, it should be like a much bigger title,
Yeah,
to really showcase. Otherwise, again, I would get lost in the shuffle with the dozen other Eureka 88 films, all this
Yeah.
other stuff.
I mean, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because I think for me, they were the first company where I would buy stuff just based on that it came from them. Not even looking at the film, but just like if they released it, like I kind of assumed that I would probably like it. So that's one of the first companies, probably the first company I can remember doing that with. Criterion's in there somewhere, but I never really got like into the Criterion shit. Like I was much more Anchor Bay than
they were always so fucking pricey.
Yeah.
It's like $50 for one DVD.
And this is a good question too. They own the rights to the old movies. No, I remember reading this. Like Lionsgate owns the rights to most of those movies now, and they don't have any control over those. So it's not like they can go back into the Anchor Bay catalog or anything.
Yeah, they're not going to release it like Dawn of the Dead or something. So other people own that stuff.
Yeah, I think their best move is to like try to find like some of those Trimark DVD titles that are still stuck on DVD. Get some of that stuff out. Get some of the stuff that people have been clamoring for. Like if you just go to these message boards, or even if they're in the space as consumers themselves, they would know that people want. I mean, this is one that people really want. I don't love the movie that much. It's okay. Midnight Hour, get something like that. Just like Matt said, like you get that title that has the name recognition that people really want. People are going to come running for it, and all you need is those first few titles. And it's going to create that buzz, and everybody's going to say Anchor Bay's back. You get your Facebook posts, your Instagram posts, and it'll take off from there, and they'll do fine, I think.
Go ahead.
Now, I'm going to say, if they're able to do this, of course, I want to make a big statement for this year. Come out with the 25th anniversary of the Blair Witch Project. Because I know the director said he's working with a company. He didn't say which company, so it could be a variety of them. And it's going to be like bells and whistles. Finally, all the deleted scenes, or documentary at least. A movie like that would be a big title. Like something like that, I think would really, and would fit with Anchor Bay.
And see, I completely agree with that. Here's the problem with that, though. These fucking companies, man, these studios that own these movies, like, they know they can release them 100 times over and keep making money on them, so they don't ever give up the rights to them to anybody else. They just like keep doing the bullshit they're doing. The one for me, like, would be Nightmare on Elm Street, like a box set. Like if they could figure out a way to do that, right? But like we were talking about last night, like Warner Brothers owns those movies. There's nobody's doing a box set of that. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't believe that in my heart of hearts. Like, I think what they'll do is what I said, like, honestly, is like they'll release one like every year, like a new fucking 4K. Like, I don't think they'll ever do a box set of them. They'll just, you'll have the first one on 4K. Next year, you'll have the second one. They'll just keep doing like 40 anniversaries of shit until like they run out of titles. So it's, they'll milk everything for everything that it's worth. And maybe at some point they'll do a box set after they're done, like getting all the titty milk out of it.
Overseas, there is a killer box set for Nightmare, but I don't know how that works. Like, I don't get like how those like
foreign rights and all that.
Yeah, how they get to release it over there, and they do this really, sick edition there, but we don't get anything here. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah, especially Germany. They do a lot in Germany.
I think Criterion is releasing this, aren't they? They're releasing Peeping Tom.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah, okay. Somebody was asking about that. Yeah, that's definitely an interesting film. Yeah, you're not ever going to get Elm Street. not a box set. I'm sorry. Those days are over with. So I want to do this real quick because I thought this would be interesting. I'm going to show you the worldwide box office figures for this past week and this weekend. You tell me what you think. So in order to do that, I got to share my screen real quick. Hold on.
It wasn't Madam Web.
Say what? No,
So it wasn't
I
Madam
don't
Web.
even.
It didn't do that well.
I'm not sure if that's even on here yet. So let's see if I can make this bigger real quick. The Beekeeper was number one. The Jason Statham.
It's a cool movie.
I like that movie, man. Like I really did. I thought it had a cool idea. It's kind of ripping off John Wick in a way, but like Statham is really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a good concept.
Yeah,
good action.
It's perfect for David Ayer. I love
Yeah.
all his movies, so that one was it was a home run. It's really entertaining.
And then the Mean Girls remake is number two. Sure.
Yeah, the musical. Musical now.
Yeah. But if you look at this, though, you notice something pretty interesting too, which is that apparently action films are way more popular overseas than they are in the States because the Beekeeper made 79 million foreign, 56 million domestic. So
absolutely, because action, you don't have to worry about the language barrier. You just the fighting, the explosions. It was like way back in the day, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, a lot of the films, even in the 90s, some of the films that they didn't do well here, they did gangbusters in overseas, like Daylight with Stallone. Didn't do anything here, but it made a lot of money overseas. And so, yeah, usually that's the case with even the biggest films of all time. They're usually either big special effects movies or action-oriented. So they'll always be good for overseas moneymakers for the most part.
So Argyle, I don't know what the fuck Argyle is, man. I'll be honest with you.
That's Matthew Vaughn, and that's not the limo driver from Die Hard. I thought it was for a second, but his story. But no, it's a spy movie. That's for some reason cost $200 million.
Well, I don't know if it's going to make that back. I was going to tell you.
Yeah. He's a pretty competent filmmaker, but I don't know why the hell that budget was that huge. That's a crazy amount of money.
That people are saying it's his worst film.
Oh, really?
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, it's like the trailers make it seem like Henry Cavill's the lead, but he's only in it for 5 minutes, and it's more of this lady. And it's like, I don't know if I say he's trying to be feminist, but it's kind of going that route. And it shows how much they liked it. They didn't go see it.
No.
$200 million budget.
Argyle isn't about socks. Yeah. Yeah. Oh God. So Night Swim I've actually seen, and that was a tough one for me to get through, to be honest. It's basically like Amityville Horror in a fucking pool. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I've seen it.
It's not great. But it is number 4.
You can't make it's a haunted swimming pool. I think we ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
It's like one of those Amityville sequels, just not the lamp.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yeah.
And I like Ryan Russell. He's Kurt Russell's son, but that's a boring movie. Not much happens in Night Swim. It's a haunted swimming pool, for crying out loud. We've ran out of ideas.
Well, apparently that was the idea that got James Wan and his buddies to greenlight the movie.
I don't know why. It was a 3-minute short film. How do you make a movie out of a 3-minute short film? It barely had 3 minutes, but they put it to 100 minutes.
He said as soon as he heard the idea, he's like, "Oh, I'm sold." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, that's right. When you watch it too, you're like, "Wow, this is one idea." It's just it doesn't divert from that idea at all. Like it's a haunted fucking swimming pool that tries to kill you. It's like if they took that poltergeist scene in the swimming pool and made it into a feature-length film, that would kind of be what this movie is. Dune. I don't know what the re-release. I don't know what the hell that is. That's one. I'm assuming that's the weekend gross or some sort of gross. I don't know. And the Bob Marley one just came out too, so I'm assuming that's a 1 day gross maybe or something too. A couple of these look like they've just come out, so I don't think you can really tell that much about those yet. The Bob Marley One Love film is #1 right now in the US. I do know that. So I guess nobody else gives a shit about Bob Marley. And maybe in Jamaica, it's also #1. But that's really
I love Cool Runnings. That's Jamaican.
I don't know what any of this other shit is. The Master and the Margarita. That sounds great. The Chosen episodes 1 through 3. Sure. That sounds like some anime shit or something. Anyway, enough of that shit. There's some bad films out, Bulls. Let's just face reality, and it's not getting any better. Oh, and I did want to talk about Madam Web. Because that movie
13% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Horribly.
13%.
And it had some of the worst reviews like ever, yeah. Dakota Johnson, who I'm not a fan of, man. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not a fan of her just in general or as an actress whatsoever. I haven't seen the movie, got no idea about the movie, but I'm hoping to God that if they keep doing these movies like this, that keep having this result, that they'll stop making these dumbass multiverse fucking movies. What exactly? What is Madam Web?
A character that nobody ever cared about.
It's made by Sony as part of the Spider-Man universe. Just they're milking that dry like they did with Morbius. They're doing it again with Kraven the Hunter.
And Venom.
They did with Venom. Because all they own is Spider-Man and all the Spider-Man characters, villains, whatever. So they think they're going to get on the Marvel train. Venom was a hit. Their Spider-Man films were hits. All these other films, like Mark said, no one cares about 3 women who were like Spider Women, and then the trailers make it seem like they're all in these costumes, but they're not. It's so they lie to the audience. It's like a dream scene with them in the costumes, but in the movie they're just looking normal, and it is. A friend of mine saw it, and he said it was so generic and boring, and like you said, the reviews, I mean, a Chernobyl level disaster. That was a funny review I saw.
That's pretty bad.
Another said it was so pathetic, the studio might as well call 911. So, not good. Not good.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're trying to milk the Spider-Man, like, rogue gallery stuff, but nobody cares. People like Spider-Man. They'll like villains that are in the Spider-Man movies, but beyond that, you got nothing else. And they're just putting these movies out. They keep losing money on this stuff.
It doesn't make sense. It's like, yeah, like they keep trying, and like all these movies are losing a ton of money. Like I can't figure out like why they keep doing it. But I guess for every, like, you know, 3 of them lose money and 1 of them makes a shit ton of money. I guess that's the thought process behind it. Like they throw out like 5 films and 1 of them is
they spend all the money they make making these other ones.
But
it's ridiculous.
I could have looked at that movie, that poster of that movie, and seen who was in it and be like, this movie's not going to fucking work. Just not.
Have you guys seen the reviews for Roadhouse, the remake?
The Jake Gyllenhaal one? No. I could look at that fucking poster and tell you that ain't gonna work either because that piece of shit's in it.
Every review I've seen, people are saying it's god awful. It's so ridiculous.
It's got Jake Gyllenhaal in it. One thing could be worse is if Maggie Gyllenhaal was like one of the bartenders or something.
She might be.
She probably is. She's not way she's getting work.
Isn't that the one the director said should have been in theaters. He was mad about it. So now the reviews are like, no,
Oh
it
yeah,
sucks.
yeah. He did say
Okay.
that. He's like, because that was the whole thing, like that they told him like it was going to be a theatrical movie and yada yada yada, and Jake Gyllenhaal and all that, and then it got all the way up to the wire, and they just released it on Amazon, like as like just a free Amazon movie or whatever. It's like, but it looks
And
like it
the
should be a
director
free
got
fucking Amazon movie, really. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that would have done well at the theater, man. Just a guess,
Yeah.
but
I agree.
it would have done
I
better than
agree.
Madam Web. It would have done better than Madam Web, I bet, though. Yeah,
I mean, I
Troll 2
like the original
Troll 2 all
Roadhouse.
day long.
That you know that trailer would suck too. But, I mean, they call the bar the Roadhouse, for crying out loud.
Right.
Remember
Right.
that?
Nice.
Jeff
Blind
Healy?
guitar player, yeah.
Samantha Healy. Yeah.
Oh my god, I would watch that movie if that was her role.
But she has to do sort of the move like this.
She can't do that. She'll fucking
Move her
tip
head like-
over with that big stewy head of hers. Can't go. Big football shaped fucking head she's got. I hate Maggie Gyllenhaal. Just fucking cannot stand her in anything. So that's really all the news that I got. There's really not a hell of a lot else news wise going on. Is there anything that you guys have heard about that you would want to talk about, like news wise or anything?
Is it true they're trying to do another Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie?
Oh god,
Because I heard that
who
briefly
was
in the
talking about
news that they were.
Somebody was talking about that last night. Yeah.
I could believe it if they are. I mean, they're going to keep milking that until they can't.
It seems
anymore,
like
so.
that's is actually happening, and it's going through it'll be going through Netflix again. I'm sure they're not going to do a fucking theatrical Leatherface movie at this point.
Whatever.
Listen, as long
Oh,
as
you
he's in
mentioned the.
sunflowers, that's the main thing. You got to keep the sunflowers and shit.
And I heard Mark you yesterday mention, yeah, why is there a Repo Man sequel?
That's the most. That's the most bizarre announcement I've seen in a long time. No one knows what Repo Man is. I mean, well, we do, but the modern audience of today have no fucking clue what that is.
I mean, you got to go back to a time period when Emilio Estevez was really popular, dude, and that's been a long time.
Yeah.
We're talking about a long time. Nobody's even heard from Emilio Estevez in 20 years, really. So it's like, yeah, you're asking a lot of the audience to give a fuck about a Repo Man, anything.
Yeah, it's I love the original movie. I mean, it's one of those time capsule films. I mean, it's got a lot of subtext to it and other stuff, and Harry Dean Stanton's good in it, and it's fun, but that's not going to translate today. And then I saw that they're recasting. It's not even Emilio; it's somebody else, but it's the same character. So I'm like,
well, of course, they got to bring in some fucking new guy, like Austin Butler or somebody like that, to be fucking Repo Man. He's gonna be like, "Come on, Mama, we're gonna take these cars back from you."
Yeah.
He can't get out of the Elvis. That'd be awesome. He can't get out of the Elvis character ever. From this point on, he's like, "Oh, Mama." This is a good point, though. Has there ever been an American film that's been prostituted as much as Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Amityville Horror.
That's a good call. I mean,
there's like 50 of those.
In terms of movies that I'm not positive if there's been another movie besides Psycho that's influenced more movies than Texas Chainsaw Massacre, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In terms of horror films, anyway.
So, on that, since you like the first one, would you say you like the second one?
Texas Chainsaw?
Chainsaw? Yeah.
I'm just
Would you say you like this?
yes, I like it, but I'm so burnt out on that movie, man. Like, I'm just so fucking I I that movie doesn't hold up as well as the original, of
Mm.
course. And like after you've seen it 500 times and it's been out like in 500 different releases and everything, like I'm just done with that movie. Like it's good, but it's one of those movies I'm just kind of burnt out on.
Just the reason I brought that up is, do you think the reason is with all these like not succeeding is you feel it was a one and done deal? Like there was
Yeah.
no other story to tell,
Well, I think
and that's
Hooper
why.
knew that. That's why he made Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 so fucking goofy. Like he was like, look, like we're not topping this movie. Like that's
Mhm.
just not ever gonna happen. And he was like, so what can we do? They're throwing all this money at us. The studio is like MGM, I guess it was. Like, what can we do to well, we make it like we take the funny parts that nobody got from the first one and make that the whole film, basically. Everything's dialed up 10 notches and it's the 80s and stuff like that. So
I've always had mixed feelings on that. I know that's the concept that he wanted to go with. Like, we can't top the first one, but at least try. I would have rather him tried than not. Like, I like the second film up to a certain point. I think once you get past like the attack on the radio station with
yeah,
Leatherface and Chop
yeah.
Top and all that stuff, it kind of loses me because I don't want to see Dennis Hopper chainsaw fight Leatherface. I just don't.
I
Like,
do.
see,
I love that.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming
I
for some
just
reason.
I'm the Lord of the Harvest. Was there some health food group? I love that. I do like that movie more than you two, but go ahead, Mark. Sorry, I was interrupted. But
no,
I want to see this.
and I know
want to
that's
see
probably
him
an
cut
unpopular opinion,
Leatherface's head off.
right?
Right.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, do
Yeah.
that, but like, don't fight him with a chainsaw. Just go kill
I
him,
love
or
that.
see, that's the thing. Like, I've never been able to get into that part of it. And for me, like, if you're gonna have Dennis Hopper go off the rails, me personally, I'd rather see him go more sadistic and crazy, like sort of like he does in Blue Velvet. He's huffing like the ether, going nuts. Like that's what I'd rather see from Hopper, not him fight Leatherface with
So
chainsaws.
a couple things like what you guys talking about. I think they tried to do a straight like sequel or whatever to Texas Chainsaw, and that was Leatherface Part 3. And we saw like that where that went.
Mhm.
And I mean, it's got its moments, but it's not like
But it wasn't Hooper. That's the thing.
that's true. That's true.
I liked some Jeff Burr stuff, but I think if Hooper had at least tried, it probably would have been better than what 2 is. That's just my opinion, though.
And I think that 2 is probably one of the most quotable horror films of all time. It's just that all that stuff has gotten so fucking like I've just seen it too much, man. Like it's one of those things.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I mean, it is there's a couple things that hold that movie together for me, and it ain't Dennis Hopper and it's not Carolyn Williams either. It's basically Jim Seidow and Bill Moseley hold that movie together for me. Like I always wait for their parts, and whenever they're on, like that's like the best parts of the movie to me. Especially like anything Jim Seidow says in that fucking movie is gold. Really, he's like underneath the dinner table, like, "Where's that fuck you, Charlie at?" He's trying to find that hand grenade.
Yeah, I mean, him and
Anything he
Mosley, they
says.
probably do have like the best lines in it.
Yeah,
I will give you that. Yeah.
you coon shits.
Built you a fry house.
Lou Perryman is great in it too. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie. I don't know how we went down that road, but I agree that
There's a chance of the new one coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Possibility.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
would
I
you
think
say
it's
you
pretty
wanted
clear.
Dennis Hopper to be like William Forsythe in Devil's Rejects, Mark?
Yeah.
Like what they did with William Forsythe's character?
Yeah. Something a little more serious, basically.
I think that was the biggest problem with the Halloween. Somebody brought this up too, that how much Rob Zombie was influenced by that movie. Biggest problem with the Halloween remake, aside from the dialogue, is the fact that like you can clearly tell it's like he's not remaking Halloween, he's remaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like in almost every film he does, that's what he's doing. Like he's just stuck in that aesthetic of that time period in that movie, really. Like I think he's made a whole career off of that movie. Like just
Then,
kind of reworking that movie.
then honestly, just hire him to do the new one and get out of his system. Might as well.
I wouldn't mind it if they did. I mean, it
It
can't
would
get
make
any
money.
worse than where it's gone, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, it would make money if they put him in charge of that. He's got a fan base, man. Like I hate to say it, but he's got a dedicated group of people that will watch anything that he puts out. Because there's people that like that Monsters shit, and it was god awful. The world does indeed need zombie ass too. I agree with that.
Speaking of part twos, I saw they've announced Megan 2. I know Uncle Bill's excited.
Hmm.
I'm not.
Look, y'all kiss my fucking ass. I like that movie. God.
Fucking Megan
can't-
2.0.
Can't a 40-some-year-old man like Megan
No.
as a horror film?
No.
Jesus, give me a fucking break. I don't apologize.
I take
for
the
nothing.
shit.
I don't apologize for nothing that I like, especially not films. I like that movie. It's a good movie. And I like everybody in here is like, that movie sucked ass. Well, fuck all of you then. How about that?
If you haven't watched Megan yet, don't. Just watch something else.
Hey, now listen. Don't listen to him. It's a good film.
The slasher
It's like-
film with no
it's like
death
Deadly-
scenes.
Look, no.
It's like two or three death scenes that are
No,
not
you
graphic.
can't come in here and start shitting on Megan. You just can't do it.
Oh man.
It's like Deadly Friend made today. So
Which wasn't that good of a movie either.
look, I'm not taking this from either one of you. That movie is amazing. Stop.
Deadly
Hey,
Friend was screwed up.
look here. Thank God that Saturn Video's in here. That's right. That's right.
Oh god.
Deadly Friend had that robot come out of the
Yes.
woman's face and grab the guy at the end. That's so stupid of an ending.
Deadly Friend had Ann Ramsey's head get blown up by the basketball. Lest we forget. She's like, nah.
That's true. Which makes it better than Megan. I'll give you that.
I think that scene alone makes it better than most films, to be honest.
True.
Let's see. Look,
Why did Mark just
Look.
came out with that?
Wes is in here, thank God. There we go.
I'm shocked that
Megan's-
CK likes that movie. That's it. Oh god. I hate
Megan
it so
sucks
much.
at D.
Y'all fucking deal with it.
Megan can deal with my D.
So,
D to the I to the CK. There you go.
oh God. That being said, I guess it is time to bring out some movies since that was supposed to be the whole point of this fucking thing. If you've seen any of these, feel free to comment on them. If not, then I'll just kind of go through them. Mark, if you got 4,000 of them laying around your room, which I about guarantee you do, then just go ahead and start whipping them out. That would be a killer idea for a fucking movie. Is this a real movie? Because if not, like it needs to be.
There, not
It
that way, but
probably
there
is.
is a movie called Karen. About Karen.
Wasn't it Amityville Karen or something?
Yeah, that was the one made by Cool Dude, that fucking bestest looking fucker. I think I've exceeded my fuck limit already, so I might as well just go back to like talking. We need to keep like a chart at the top of how many fucks I've got left before we lose ad revenue.
I wish we could watch the trailer to that. That'd be funny.
Which one?
Oh, Amityville Karen.
I wish we could watch the trailer to Sasquatch Sunset, but we can't watch any trailers because every time we do, I get demonetized and shit gets a strike. So, this is the one. Okay, I picked this one up for $7. I've never owned this. This is not new or anything, but I just got it on Mercari. This is what I was going to ask you about, Rambo, like what your thoughts were about it, because we've never talked about it, but I was assuming that you liked it, and I'm assuming you like it too, Mark. I don't know why, but I just feel like you do. That is Dog Soldiers, which is essentially an army werewolf movie. Like it's an action werewolf movie.
It's Neil Marshall, right?
It's his first film, isn't it? Like it's his debut film. Yeah. So
pretty much aliens, but it's werewolves.
Yeah. And I was curious, like, because I don't think I've ever talked about this movie in any detail. And this is the first time I'd seen it. I watched it the other day in probably 15 years. So, like, what are your guys' thoughts?
I saw it back in the day. I loved it since. It's my personal favorite werewolf film, but I'm a sucker for action and horror. I like the film quite a bit. I know originally they actually wanted Jason Statham to star in it, but he did Ghost of Mars instead.
Yeah.
I just
Good
famously
choice.
I get the word John Carpenter, but yeah. Well, I guess at the time it's like no one knew who Neil Marshall was, but here's John Carpenter's doing a new film. Just you didn't know it was Ghost of Mars, but
I mean, it makes sense. If you didn't know what that movie was going to turn out to be like, you'd probably have done it too. If you said,
But I like the sense of humor. Like when the guy gets the stomach ripped up and he just goes, sausages. They will fit back in. Fit back in. I like the look of the werewolves compared to a lot of other movies where the werewolves, they're not all going to be American Wolf in London or The Howling in terms of effects, but for a lower budget, pretty much direct-to-video film, I've always enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I did kick out of it. I like those movies where it's like people stuck in one location and Assault on Precinct 13 type of sentiment. And I didn't mind the cast either.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I thought I was going to hate it when I went back to watch it because I watched it and I don't remember liking it the first time I watched it. And maybe it's just age or whatever, but like I really enjoyed it. It essentially takes place in maybe like two spots. Like in the beginning, they're out, in the wilderness, and then they are in like a cabin house kind of thing towards the end. And I like movies like that anyway, where they're kind of like siege movies, except this time it's a siege movie with fucking werewolves. The cast is good. Thought the action was good. There's not a lot of gore. There's a little bit, but like not like a ton or anything. But for this to be somebody's first movie, I mean, that's pretty astounding to me, really. Like much better than I would have thought.
Yeah, feel the same way. Action and horror are my two favorite genres, so you put them together, I'm always gonna like pretty much anything that falls into that category, and this is no exception. This one is the Second Sight one. Yeah, you're right, Uncle Bill. It's not a lot of gore. I think there might be more blood than gore, but it's still an effective werewolf film. It's really fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it really hinges on those guys' performances. Like if that doesn't work, then that movie really doesn't work. Like all the soldiers in that movie, and it really does work. I thought it did anyway. Like I thought they were really good.
Yeah,
because you get brief glimpses of the werewolves, but like not more than 2 or 3 seconds, like at a time.
Oh, nice.
It doesn't help that the Blu-ray transfer on the OJ Screen Factory release is horrible. The 4K is the same way to go. I have no idea because I just spent $7 on it to get it from Screen Factory.
Yeah, the original release, I don't know how to describe it. It looked not grindhouse, but in a bad way. It just
that's what I was thinking, but I was thinking that's what he was going for. Is that not the way it's supposed to look? Like I thought the fuck he's going for that like gritty kind of handheld look or something.
I just remember like it was on Sci-Fi Channel when I first saw it. It just like from the DVD when I first saw it to the Blu-ray, it just felt like there was a different picture quality. And it seemed like this was the more better fit, like when it finally got to here. But it's been a while since I see it, so I can't, and let alone the DVD quality. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a gritty looking film, but it just out of that one initial Blu-ray, say with the picture, I can't quite put in the details. I'd be blabbing around. So
yeah. My last memory of it is the DVD version that I have, and it's been years since I've seen it, and I haven't even cracked the seal on this second sight edition yet, so I can't even say. But yeah, it was really dark when I remember, gritty looking.
Did you get your Leviathan 4K yet, Rambo?
no, I ordered mine from Amazon just because with the way the mail is, I trust Amazon more than others, at least from my experience. Because the mail here, it'll like take 2 weeks. Like I had a package supposed to come here the 5th. Hope it didn't come, it'll be a bit late. And then it came on the 16th. That's a little bit late apparently. So Amazon with the tracking, it doesn't come out till the 20th on that, so probably like might be a day or two after that will come. So I look forward
Yeah,
to it though.
they haven't shipped mine yet either, so I'm patiently waiting.
Yeah.
All right. So up next is Matt's favorite film of all time, Boggy Creek 2: The Legend Continues.
To be fair, I haven't seen it. It just the trailer didn't. There's no Sunset Rider or whatever those
It's
Sasquatch. Yeah, it's
But Bulls, this is number 3,762 of Vinegar Syndrome's VSAs. You got to give it up for that shit. I've never seen this movie, and it was one of those ones that was on sale when they did the subscriber week thing. So, as was this one, but I feel like I'll probably like this one more. Has anybody seen real quick Boggy Creek 2? The Legend Continues. Anybody in this fucking chat or anybody?
What's your thoughts on the first one?
I love that movie. Like, there's movies like I pretty much love any movie that came from that era where Bigfoot movies were like the thing to do. Hence the Dick Demon over here.
Did you ever see was it Creature from Black Lake?
I don't think I have. I don't think that's what I've ever seen.
That's a Bigfoot one in that era. I forget. Was it Severn that released it? Something like that. But
that's probably why
that's
I haven't
a decent one. That's this 1976 one. If you like Body Creature, I think you'll like Creature from Black Lake. You'll like that one. Is that same feel?
Wasn't there like a mid 2000s one with Tiffany Shepis? It's Abominable or something.
Yeah, that was it. Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember that one being too bad.
I actually remember seeing that too when it came out. Night of the Demon, of course, is great. Yep. But this one was another one that was on sale, and I feel like I'm going to like this one more because this looks like an exploitation style film. Unfortunately, it's got George Clooney in it. Red Surf.
I've heard of it.
Staying alive is only half the battle, apparently. Yeah. A violent look at 1980s surfing culture in California. So there you go. So it's like, apparently this is Point Break if it didn't have a budget and was made in the 80s.
Before Point Break, yeah.
Has anybody seen Red Surf?
I have not.
I think Tarantino put that over, I think. Before they did for Dusk Till Dawn.
Somebody mentioned this earlier. I think it's true too, though. Like, if you buy, like, in my opinion, it's probably 6 or 7. It's a ratio of 1 to 6 or 7 Vinegar Syndrome films. So for every 6 shitty ones, you'll find one film that, like, you're like, wow, I really like this. Like, that's been the ratio for me. Like, of ones that I don't know about. So hopefully that's one of those.
Yeah, I very rarely blind buy from I was just saying, like I very rarely blind buy from VS. Like I'm really picky about what I get, but then sometimes Uncle Bill will rope me in with something or Garrett, so I end
Yeah.
up getting it.
Were you
But
like your fucking guinea pigs after watching these movies? Like, I have to wade through all this shit to tell somebody like any of it's good. Speaking of which, though, there's no way that Matt hasn't seen this next one. And you might have seen it too, Mark. I
Okay.
don't know. It's not possible. I know you've seen this. Expect No Mercy. Okay, it's got Billy Blanks in it.
I think that's one of the ones I got. Hold on.
I didn't see that one.
Come on, Matt.
Billy Blaze is not the best actor unless he's with Roddy Piper.
Have you talking about the fucking Billy Blanks on here either? First
Yeah,
Megan and
unless
now
Van
Billy
Diem-
Blanks.
Unless Johnny Law Van Damme's beating him up or he's teaming up with Roddy Piper, the Thai Bull man's not the
What about when
best.
he gets killed at the beginning of Last Boy Scout?
Oh yeah, that's true. At the
That-
football
that's
field, that's right.
that's a really good scene.
For those of you
Yeah,
people,
I did get it.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, this has also got Jalil Murhai in it too.
Oh, that's why I didn't see it. That guy sucks.
I'm surprised you know who that is, man. I have no idea.
I've seen a couple of his stuff. He's one of those that it's like he must have paid for these movies. Just there's no other reason he got to star him. He has no talent. I mean, maybe the talent of his wallet, but he can't fight, he can't act, and he can't barely talk.
It's not a good endorsement for these movies. I actually really like this movie. I don't think it was good, but there's another movie I'm going to talk about that they hyped up way more than Fatal Games, or hyped up about the same amount as Fatal Games, that I think is shit. But Fatal Games for me was like pretty entertaining because of the ending and also what the weapon was that the killer used. So
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed it.
So wait, you haven't seen Expect No Mercy yet?
No, Mark, I know it's hard to believe, but I haven't, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh man,
Of all the Billy Blanks movies, why you don't get the ones he did with Roddy Piper? For crying out! Come on, Vander Syndrome. Get your head out of your butt.
he's so badass they had to put him on the cover twice. Look at that.
That's right.
That was double impact, Tybo style.
Fatal Games is all right, Rankin said. That's not a ringing endorsement, but that's pretty true. Like, I mean, it's like a 5 or a 6, but for me, for Vinegar Syndrome, that's fucking knocking it out of the park, really. Let's see. And then, so this is the one I got, and I was expecting to love this movie, and I fucking wanted to throw my TV outside. Night Screams.
Mm.
Let me see.
It's a 4K. It's a piece of shit. Like, there was a lot of hype for this movie when it first came out. People were like doing the thing that they do on Vinegar Syndrome forums, like, God, I've been waiting 20 years for this shit to come out. Well, you should have like waited 20 more because it's awful. It's just boring. And
what is it about?
It's just a straight up slasher film that really doesn't have a whole lot of slashing and not a lot of good death scenes. And there's something about it where they took a lot of scenes from Graduation Day, the other slasher film, and put it in this. So there's 2 different versions on here, right? Like there's the one that's like the theatrical cut that has those scenes in it, and then on the Blu-ray, for some reason, they put like the 80-minute pre-release cut that doesn't have those scenes in it. But regardless if they have them scenes or don't have those scenes, it's a boring ass movie to be a slasher film. And it's like 80 minutes long. So you'd think it would be, but it feels like you're watching a 3-hour long fucking movie.
I'm glad I didn't get that one.
How much was it?
Oh God, that was probably, I'd have to go on their site, but I bet it was at least $30. I mean, it's a 4K, so I know it ain't gonna be cheaper than that on their site.
Yeah.
Do not buy that movie. Just don't.
So you probably never watch it again.
Yes, it's better than Terror 10 Killer, but Terror 10 Killer is one of the worst fucking slasher movies I've ever seen, I think.
Wow.
And
Worse than
saying a
Terror
lot.
on Tour?
They're about the same. I put them about the same. I mean, just stuff that if I wanted to go to sleep and just, nothing else would work, I'd put on one of those two movies.
You rather watch it like Final Exam or something?
Yeah.
Or Final Exam's better?
Yeah, I would actually rather watch Final Exam.
That is boring.
Anything's better than Tarantino film. Yep.
That's really boring, and Jesus.
Dana does love it. Swear to God, that's true, though. She does love that movie. She bought it right when it came out.
And people make fun of me for wanting Murder by Phone, but all this crap gets a release. What the hell? At least it has people with eyes bleeding and exploding from phones. It's a lot more interesting than this sounds.
This next one, though, Matt, we could have on the show on Sunday. There's another one that was on sale. Justice Ninja Style.
Nice.
It looks like Michael Dudikoff. I doubt it is. It's probably like a generic Michael Dudikoff. Let's see. It's Brent Bale. It's like, yeah. So I've never seen this, but it's going to be added to my list of ninja movies to watch.
Nice.
Huh.
I'd never bought this one either. And then I thought it was going to be a straight up slasher film, but it's one of those Edgar Allan Poe adaptations. Those always fucking scare me, man, because they're usually not very good. Buried Alive.
Oh shit! Got it too.
You got yeah. See, if I'd have known that part right there, you can see that in the print there, Edgar Allan Poe.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't have bought it because, like, there's just whenever you see that, unless it's Stuart Gordon or somebody like that, like, it's not going to be good. About guaranteed. But anybody seen any of those movies? I'm doubting seriously anybody's seen Justice Ninja Style, but maybe Buried Alive.
Wasn't that one made for TV? Buried Alive?
Buried Alive? I think it was. I think you're right. Let's see what the aspect ratio is. That's the easiest way to figure that out. No, that didn't tell me.
The only Buried Alive I remember is the Tim Matheson TV movie. I don't know about this one.
Doesn't really say on here. No, it's 35 millimeter, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
35 millimeter for that?
That's what it says.
Huh.
Buried Alive. Let's see. The Raven is good. I can't even say that. What Raven are you talking about? I'm not talking about just like Edgar Allan Poe in general. Talking to Wes. I'm talking about like Edgar Allan Poe adaptations. Yeah, this is the way I'm looking at it. Most of these are going to be between $10 to $15. So for that, you got to kind of look at what you're getting, how much you're paying. Buried Alive is solid. Stars the chick from the vineyard and Donald Pleasance hams it up. Okay, well. Jeff Bellamy says that Justice Ninja Style he had fun with, but also drink watch. Yeah, that's good for Vinegar Syndrome. With Vincent Price and Peter Lorre. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm sure I've watched that at some point. There are some good. I'm not going to say there's not, like, they're all bad, but just Edgar Allan Poe adaptations are so hit and miss to me. Like, and the ones that are bad, you're bored to death.
More miss than hit, yeah.
Yeah. And so I also got this in hopes that I'll one day get the because it's going to sell out, in hopes I'll one day get the slipcover, which I probably never will, for the price that's going at now.
Oh, okay.
Invisible Maniac, which I never bought. This is the one that has this is a big release for them apparently, because this is the one where you could buy like somebody was holding up an invisible, like nothing was there, and if you bought it, like you ended up getting like the slipcover where you could see her boobies on the front.
Mhm.
Oh,
And she's a porn star, but for the life of me, I can't think of her name. Savannah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Is the
Okay.
is
well,
the
you don't
lead.
need to buy that. Yeah, that's what Pornhub's for.
Exactly. But you can't get the 4K quality. Well, maybe you can on Pornhub now, actually.
And that was Adam Rifkin, right?
Yes. Yep. Because there's a
Way before Detroit Rock City.
yep. There's a commentary track with him on it and everything too.
Cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have that one. I bought that like seems like over a year ago, and I never opened it. But
I don't feel like that's uncommon for you, Mark. Like for the amount of shit that you got.
yeah,
So before we did
Is that you bought?
oh, go
Yeah,
ahead,
go
man.
ahead.
Sorry.
I was going to ask Mark, did you want to see that film so badly? You haven't watched it for a year? Or did you
well, I like his stuff, pretty much everything he did.
Yeah.
Even Psycho Cop 2, which he did that as well. And that one's not the better one between the two. I actually like the first one a lot more. I mean, they're both like not good movies, but as far as cheesy slashers go, the first one is a bit more fun in my opinion. But it's more of a completist thing with that one. I'd always heard about it. I'd never seen it. So it was more of a blind buy and completing of Rifkin stuff. That's all. So
Okay.
just one of those ones I got to get around to.
She did, in fact, commit suicide, Mayor. Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
wow. I didn't
that
know
was
that.
a long time ago, but yeah.
Wow. It's too bad.
So in preparation or around the time that we did the Sylvia Colatina interview, I bought this just because I was like, this is the one that I did not have in 4K in any form. So I bought the Arrow version of House by the Cemetery, which is fucking killer, by the way.
It is.
Um,
It's really good transfer.
Yeah, the transfer. And trust me, I know this because I watched the regular transfer that Blue Underground put out that was a 4K Blu-ray.
Mhm.
And then watched this and I was like, it is really noticeable. Like the difference between the two is actually noticeable. So I highly recommend this. Like if you don't have this, or if you have it on one, even if you have it on Blu-ray, I think that this is much better.
Yeah, that one was day one for me.
And then Vinegar Syndrome had this weird sale out of nowhere where they must have been like, the warehouse must have been getting full and clogged up or something. And they were like, we got all these movies that you can get for like $10. Fuck it. Like do whatever. And it's like old movies that were standard editions. And I didn't have some of them. And I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and like buy a couple of these too. So these were all, I believe, $10. I think that was the deal with these. They're all standard editions. Yeah, that House by the Cemetery release is pretty fucking good. That's true. Like all of the 4Ks I've got of Fulci stuff are fucking killer. See Living Dead, the one that Cauldron put out, is amazing.
Mhm.
This one's amazing. If they'd ever put out the Beyond, like that would be insane, I'm sure.
Oh, that's coming. It's got to be.
So these are the ones I got that are just like the standards. Prey, which is some sort of weird alien vampire fucking movie. This is old, man.
That's not the slasher from '84, is it?
No, this is 77. This is like,
Okay.
this is not slasher, I don't think. An alien craft carrying a being with fox-like features has landed in the middle of England. After brutally murdering a young couple, the being animates itself into the body of a man he killed. That's basically the plot.
Hmm.
So
Good luck with that.
Is that like an extra type? Kind of
it
what it
seems
sounds
like,
wish.
yeah.
It's boring as hell. That's a boring movie, Prey. It really is.
Hold on, I'm gonna read this as it's written in my brain. 1 second. Not this, not that. Sorry, wrong quote. all the shit he talks, and then he goes and buys all them movies anyway. It's so funny. You know what the difference is, cockhead, is I actually watch these fucking movies. I watch a movie every fucking day. How many movies you watch? I guarantee you don't fucking do that. So anyway, the Beyond is Grindhouse, and like everybody keeps waiting on them, which I'm assuming they're going to release that on 4K. Like they've got to at some point.
I'm just laughing. Just look at Mark. Looks right underneath him. It's like his body is Elvira. And then Mark's head is on top.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't either.
That's killer.
It's like there's Mark's head, and then his body is very revealing.
Yeah. Mark's got some jugs, man.
The cleavage.
So it's already been announced by Grindhouse when it'll come out. Who knows?
See, that's how you got that shocker I saw on Instagram. You showed the cleavage. It's like, can I have the shocker statue?
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. For anybody that doesn't know, like he's got a video up. Mark does, like, it's a shocker. I guess it's a set, isn't it, Mark? Like the
it's another nameless media one. It's the same as God, what is it? Sleepwalkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like horse painter in the electric chair. Looks really cool.
That's awesome.
It was on your Instagram. Is it on your YouTube channel as well?
No.
Okay, but it is on his Instagram. Very cool.
I'm just gonna keep using these comments to bump his head up. Yeah.
I got to move over a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah, there you go. Right there.
Right there.
Anyway, the next movie is also one that has a name that just doesn't inspire you to want to buy it. But here we go. Terror. Like, this is the most generic ass names ever. Prey, Terror.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it's about. I don't have it, so I don't care. Also, this one, which I'd never even heard of and didn't even know that, like, Vinegar Syndrome even had this. But the cast in this is pretty freaking killer, so I went ahead and, like, bought it too. Beware My Brethren, which the plot line of this is Kenny's been raised within the Brethren, an evangelical sect who preach purity, morality, and unwavering allegiance to the word of God. As security officer by day, he spends his nights stalking and strangling immoral women. And it's got Patrick McNee in it from the Avengers. So
nice.
Sounds like Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, same thing.
I've never heard of that film before.
Me either. I had never even like I usually know most Vinegar Syndrome stuff, even the older stuff, but I didn't even know that was a part of their catalog.
That movie Terror, is that the one from 78 or 79? If so, I think that one's really solid. But I don't know if that's it.
Yeah, 78.
Okay, yeah. I remember
this says a country estate of filmmaker James Garrick has been haunted for centuries by a deadly curse. Everyone in his family line comes to a gruesome end at the hands of an unknown supernatural assailant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got like a slasher aesthetic to it. It was really dark and dreary kind of movie. That one was on a double feature with another movie back in the day that wasn't too good. But yeah, I forgot all about that movie. And who put that one out? I'm gonna have to
Vinegar Syndrome.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up. Cool.
I'm sorry, Mark. You can go back to your titties here in 1 second. So, let's see. I picked this up on eBay, and it was $12. It's a signed Axe and Kidnap Co-Ed from Severin.
Oh.
And I'd never seen these films, and they're like I watched Axe. I haven't watched Kidnap Co-Ed yet, but Axe is like a lower fucking rent version of Last House on the Left almost, with less like action. I don't know how to explain it, Mark. You've seen it?
I've seen Axe a long time ago. There's not a lot of axing in it.
No.
I remember.
No, it just seems like they thought that was a great title, and that's what they went for.
Yeah, title and a poster, and that's all it was from what I remember.
It's not it's not well made. I will say that. Like the guy, I mean, I'm not sure what the budget was. I'm imagining the budget was like $20,000, maybe like something. It's got to be something crazy cheap because like there's scenes in it where like they're shooting a gun and you can see like the actor's got like the like cotton in his ears. Like it's so low budget that like it's just ridiculous. It is awful, Darren. I agree. I bought this one for a reason. Because somebody brought it up that it's killer, but there's another reason for that I bought it too. So hopefully that pans out sometime soon. I've never seen it. It's the other film that the director, I'm going to butcher this name, Damien Runa, Rugna, something like that. The guy that did When Evil Lurks.
Yeah, that one's on Shudder. I saw that. Man, it's been a while. It has some interesting moments in it. It was good overall from what I remember.
Yeah. I mean, after watching that one, I was kind of like, I probably need to own this one as well because that movie really surprised me. But I got a ton of shit from that Hamilton book sale, but it's mostly like Scorpion releasing stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to get into all that shit. There's a ton of it. A lot of people are putting this over.
Yeah, it's an interesting premise. It has some good scenes.
Oh, shit.
Okay, yeah, I saw an anthology he was a part of called Satanic Hispanics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did one of the stories in that.
Scratch says Terrified is cool, but When Evil Lurks is better. See, I've heard other people say that Terrified is better, so I don't know. Like, I guess it depends on because it's supposed to be a different style of movie, I think.
Never seen them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on if you like the supernatural element and stuff like that.
I'll go through these super fast.
Mm-hmm.
These are Kino or not Kino movies. These are shit that I bought on Hamilton Book. None of these are more than $6. None of them were. That's why I love that fucking site.
Oh yeah.
Shark's Treasure. It's a Jaws ripoff, as you can imagine. Most of these are Scorpion releasing, by the way. Like it seems like that. What company was it that picked up all the Scorpion stuff?
Ronin Flicks.
Yeah, and then it seems like that. Like Hamilton got like all that stuff, and they're selling it like super cheap right now.
I haven't been on that site in forever. I hope they're still around.
I really like this movie because I like some Mayhem.
That one came out around the same time as that other one that's sort of like it, the Belko Experiment.
Yeah, they're basically the same film, really. Now that I think about it, yeah.
I did like Mayhem more. That's the same director did Wrong Turn 2, Mayhem.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he also did this one with Selma Hayek called Everly.
Joe Lynch, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mayhem's a fun one.
This is another fun one that I really liked. VFW.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's another kind of siege movie, really.
That Joe.
Good cast.
Joe Bagos or.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's got a great cast too. William Sadler, Martin Cove, George Wendt, Fred the Hammer Williamson. Death Wish 3.
Fun
Come
one.
on. Shit.
Gotta have that.
Gotta own that in some way or another. Come on.
Yeah.
These are all Scorpion, I think. The rest of these. Land of Doom, which looks like a Mad Max kind of ripoff from that time period.
Mm-hmm.
LA Bounty, Sybil Danning, Wings Hauser. Opposing Force, which I don't even know what the hell this is, but Tom Skerritt's in it, and somebody put this movie over, and I can't remember who it was, but it's supposed to be fairly decent. As we were talking about, like vigilante style films and stuff, The Peace Killers,
Okay,
and Cold Heaven, whatever the hell that is. You were talking about this, weren't you? Somebody was talking about this because it's
never heard of it.
Something about this movie. I can't think of what it is, but like it's a director, Nicholas Rogue, that did something that was like 1,000 times better than this. This is one of his early films. And then Curse 3, Last Rites with Tom Berenger. The Nesting, which is a Blue Underground one that I didn't have.
Okay.
This one did not come from that sale, but I bought this on Mercari, I think. Lizard in a Woman's Skin. I never owned this on Blu-ray, but it's the Fulci Giallo film that is insane. So
I don't see many Mondo releases. That's Mondo, right?
Yeah, that is Mondo. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen many of their Blu-rays.
But that's what I got. I know that's a lot of shit. But
okay, I've heard of Opposing Force. I haven't seen it, but I remember hearing under the title Hell Camp. That was the other title. That's one where it looked interesting. They have this island where soldiers go the train, so they go there the train, but then some people take it too far, and so then they turn on, and it's kind of like that prison experiment.
Oh yeah, the Stanford Prison Experiment. Yeah,
it's kind of like that, but it's on an island with these soldiers, and people taking it too far. It's that kind of story.
I'm looking for any, like right now where I'm doing the Exploit Nation show. I'm looking for anything like that. That's kind of what I'm trying to get right now. Is like older exploitation style movies. So that's the route that I'm kind of going in right now. LA Bounty is great. Just watched it recently. Let's see here. Yeah, they dropped a lot. That's right. Boggs obviously spent too much money on those Hamilton Scorpion dolls. They dropped a lot out of nowhere. Yeah. Grab Peace Killers. Mayor says Grindhouse Video acquired a storage room full of Scorpion and Code Red movies. He had made a deal with the guy that runs them before he passed away. Okay. No, this is not from Kino's site. Amazingly, it looks like it would be, but this is from. I got all this stuff from Hamilton Book. Which they have a lot of like Blu-rays and shit on sale all the time.
Yeah.
Same Lizard in a Woman's Skin. It's actually a really good. I was surprised because I didn't think that Mondo's shit would be a good transfer or anything, but that's actually a really good transfer of that movie. Because I'd seen it on like some streaming site or something like that when we were doing the Fulci shows, and it was not good at all.
Was it Tubi?
It probably was Tubi. Yeah, Tubi was my like go-to for that series of shows.
Yeah.
Well, like, don't get too excited, like, because Lizard in a Woman's Skin is. I won't say it's a good movie. You have to be like, I don't know, tits deep into giallo, weird giallo films to really like even appreciate that movie at all. Really, it's fucking weird.
It's not really like a lot of the more well-known Fulci stuff either.
No, it's nothing like the later stuff.
And it's not as good as Don't Torture a Duckling, but I remember it's not bad though. I think I only still have the DVD of it. I never upgraded it.
It has some like precursors to what Fulci would do later on in it, like the hippies in it. There's a weird thing about this movie is apparently Fulci looked at hippies as being like the devil, because that's kind of how they're portrayed in this movie. Like, and you would think around that time period, you got to think though, when that movie was made, Fulci was probably in his 40s. Like, so I mean, he was not into that kind of culture or anything. But anyway, point being is like there's the hippies in it have like the eyes, the same eyes that are in the Beyond, like the blurred, milky kind of eye look. So he kind of took that and ended up putting it in the Beyond as well. Same look and everything. It's a good if you're into that kind of style of movie. I can't say that, but that's pretty accurate, yeah.
And the scene with the dogs ripped open.
Oh yeah, which looks real, man. Like that's a pretty good effect for that time period, especially. Well, she hates hippies the same way that Coffin Joe hates homeless people. Jesus.
But you're talking about exploitation. One I would recommend. It's not a good movie, but Rolling Vengeance, because he takes revenge, but he uses a giant monster truck he built with his father, and you got Ned Beatty as the villain. The star, he went on to be a director. What was his name? Don Michael Paul. And then Ned Beatty is the main villain from Deliverance. And he says a line because he has like an injury. And how do you do that? And he's like, I was in the shower and I slipped on my dick. And it's not good, but pretty much this bad guys mess with his family. He takes a monster truck and goes after them in the monster truck. So 87 is where it came out.
I've got to look.
Yeah, Rolling Vengeance. And then Snake Eater with Lorenzo Lamas. It's not a great movie, but you want to see some of the most over-the-top Hicks performances.
I do, actually.
Snake Eater, I really do. Because that villain, he's the most redneck guy I've seen in a long time. Holy cow. But yeah, Snake Eater. Lorenzo Lamas. At least I've always seen the first, but
that's something that I thought about doing a show on. I've never seen a lot of those movies like that. The Hicksploitation subgenre of films.
Yeah.
Thought you were gonna say a show on Lorenzo Lamas movies.
That would be fucking killer. Yeah. If I was just like, we're gonna do a whole show on all of his movies, like multiple part shows. But no, I'm just talking about Hicksploitation movies. I just haven't seen a lot.
Well, those two definitely fit that.
Scorpion and Code Red are both done, so you'll see a lot of their stuff on clearance. Yeah, which is fine with me because a lot of that stuff is really well done. The Code Red stuff isn't as much as the Scorpion stuff. A lot of that Code Red stuff is very fucking hit and miss. Mark, you got anything?
I just got the Vinegar Syndrome stuff the other day, and I showed Buried Alive, Expect No Mercy, and I think that was it so far. So I didn't get that many movies, but this one is a must, and I'm sure all of you've seen this one.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome movie, and I love this slip. I was able to get this due to the like the points redeem system.
Oh yeah, the rewards thing they've got now.
Yeah. So there's that. And then I got one of these just because I had the first two movies, the Freeway case. It's only like $8 or $9. And then 1 second, some more.
By the way, as you talk about that though, like I had never really sat down and watched Freeway until I bought that Vinegar Syndrome. That's one of the 6. Like, remember I was saying, like, for every like 6 movies you watch, like one of them will be like killer. That was one of those movies. Like, I couldn't believe how good that movie was, to be honest. Like,
have you watched the sequel though?
No, I haven't watched it. I've got the sequel, but I haven't watched it.
That movie is wild. It's even crazier than the first one. I won't say it's as good, but it's like he felt that he had to top the first one, and he just had to go all out and that's exactly what that movie is.
I need to see that now.
This one is volume 5. I have some of the other volumes, the Forgotten Gialli
Oh yeah.
set. And so it's got, I'm not even sure. Oh, they're on the side. So it's got Tropic of Cancer, 9 Guests for a Crime, and I can't even read this. Like, I don't know why they did that to the font. I can't even read the other one. I haven't seen any of these. Have you guys seen any of these? Anybody in the chat seen Volume 5 from Vinegar Syndrome, The Forgotten Gialli?
I got Chris got it. I don't know if he's watched any of it though.
Okay.
It said Dallas Jones says about the Freeway movies. The sequel actively tries to out trash the first one and succeeds.
Yeah, it actually does. Surprisingly, it does. It just lacks the Reese Witherspoon performance because she gives a great performance. I'm not even a big mark for her. Like, I don't collect her movies or anything, but she does a really good job.
She was a much more interesting actress, like in the beginning of her career, I think, than when it got to like later on when she's doing fucking Sweet Home Alabama and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Where you're just kind of like, ah, God.
So I'm sure most people got this one, The Existence.
Oh, yeah. What a weird fucking movie, man. Like, I mean,
very bizarre movie.
Even for like Cronenberg, on Cronenberg level, like that's a weird movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to even like wrap your head around, like, as you're watching it, what's going on, because they're going in and out of like different, you know, universes basically, or like however you want to say that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you really have to be watching that intently.
Yeah.
What's up, Matt?
So I was looking up and I saw the news that is official. They don't see, but there's going to be an upcoming Savern Films Bruce Ploitation box set, which I'm a sucker for how weird those movies are. Because they actually put like an ad for like your chance to win one of 5 Savern Bruce Ploitation box sets. Because they did that documentary, The Clones of Bruce Lee. So
yeah,
those are some weird ass movies. So that I'm sure will cost a fortune. That I probably would get because again, those are some weird ass movies. But man, they're trashy fun. So Savern Films may be junk, but that kind of junk I would have the sweet tooth for.
I mean, every now and then they do like put out something that's Siege, for example, was a Savern film, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
So every now and then they'll put out something that's killer, like, but most of the shit they put out this last time, though, God Almighty. Anyway, neither here nor there. Go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
No, I did not get a copy of Infernal Rapist.
That's a super IT boy.
Speaking of, where's your copy of Bat Pussy?
Bat Pussy, baby. I need to get that.
Hold on 1 second. I got to grab the other stuff. I'll be right back.
All right. Bruce Ploitation films are fun. What was the one that I watched? I got that set and watched Game of Death 2, I think. And like, that's one of the ones where they use like a Bruce Lee clone. It's just, yeah.
Because he's in the beginning, but it's like footage they stole. Then like halfway through he dies, and then his buddy takes over. And the third act's like James Bond, where there's like James Bond set, and it's like a guy dressed up as a tiger. It's just going around, jumping around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you remember those movies? I'd love to see these again, man. They Call Me Bruce.
Yeah.
Like the comedy series of movies. Yeah.
The first one got a Blu-ray. The second one is still on VHS. I forgot who did the first one Blu-ray, but I love it because that actor was a stand-up comedian at the time, and like he's trying to train, and so he does this thing. All of a sudden, this glass explodes. Did you do that? No, Memorex, which is the Memorex commercials. And, Yeah, that's a pretty fun movie. They Call Me Bruce.
How many variations of Bruce Lee were there that you can think of, Rambo? There was Bruce Lee as an L.I. I think when they were like a Bruce Lee with like an L.E. too.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was Bruce Lee, Ligh. There was Lee Bruce. There was Dragon Lee. There was a ton of them. Even Jackie Chan did one called New Fists of Fury.
Oh yeah.
Then you have the clones of Bruce Lee. That's a crazy one. The one though is The Dragon Lives Again, because that's the one where Bruce Lee dies, is in the underworld, and he teams up with Popeye and some others to fight Dracula.
Killer.
And like the first joke is that his dead body has a boner, but it's really his nunchucks.
Don't,
Just,
don't forget about Bruce Leroy.
Yeah. But yeah, if you just see it, The Dragon Lives Again is probably the most insane one. I mean, he teases it with The Man with No Name and Popeye, or teases it with Popeye and fights James Bond and Dracula and a bunch of other things.
Everybody that didn't have copyright, I'm sure. Can we expect a Cat 3 episode? Yes. I think that's going to be probably the next one that I do, like after we do this. Somebody else brought that up, but yeah.
That'll be fun.
Okay, Mark, what'd you get?
What was the slasher? I've forgotten already. What was the one you said don't get from Vinegar Syndrome?
Night Screams. If you got it, I'm sorry for you.
God damn it.
I mean, you can watch it and form your own opinion, but God almighty, man. That's a tough watch for me.
It's crazy. Like, they take so damn long to ship this stuff. I always forget what I buy. God. Well, I'm gonna watch it. I'll let you know what I think. I'm sure I won't like it.
Yeah.
No, I always love these. This is Ted Bundy.
I wish I would have got that. I'm still holding out hope that they'll put it on sale at some point.
This is by the same director, I think, of Freeway.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Matthew Bright. Yeah. And then
yes, I can actually do that, Logan. I didn't know that happened on another one of the episodes, and he re-uploaded it. That sucks, though. I didn't know that, so I appreciate you bringing that up.
Speaking of the Cat 3 stuff, Untold Story 2.
I've got Untold Story, and I've actually watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even know there was an Untold Story 2 until it.
I don't remember this one being as good as the first one. I actually like the first one quite a bit, but I'm sure there's still some fun to be had with this one. And lastly is the Angel titles, which I don't remember the sequels. I like the first one a lot, but I don't remember 2 and 3 that well.
Didn't they have a box set of those movies? Vinegar Syndrome at some point, and it sold out. Like,
but then they re-released them with the like these things. So like, I can't put it all together, but you put them together, and then it makes the title.
That one is almost sold out. The first one, like the last time I looked, it had like 300 copies left or something like that. So I don't know what it's at right now, but if anybody wants to buy that, you probably should buy it.
Yeah, and then the last thing was the light, which I didn't even open. I guess the logo, the VS logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Garrett opened his last night on live stream, and that thing was really small. I probably would have gotten the mini one. I didn't even know there was a mini one, but apparently there was 2 sizes, and I ended up getting the bigger one. But I hope it looks good. I haven't opened the box yet. I probably still will end up doing an unboxing of it. I was going to unbox all this stuff, but we came on here tonight, so I figured I just open it now. But yeah, and then I didn't pay a lot for that one. I used the points because I hardly ever use them. and I had a ton of them built up, so I paid less than $75 for that light, and I think it was over $150. So it was a pretty good haul.
I got to give them credit for doing that point system because everybody's ripping that off now too. Like Arrow's doing it. Somebody else was doing it too. Like there's like t-shirt companies doing that shit now. Gutter Garbs, like they're doing the same kind of system where you get the points. And I mean, it's not a new system, but they were the first ones that really like put it into effect like that. Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah, I'm glad they did though. I mean,
yeah,
it came in handy.
Angel 1 and 2, but 3 is totally forgettable.
Yeah, I don't remember the sequels. Have you guys seen the sequels?
No, I haven't. Matt?
Yeah, I like the first one. The second one is definitely a step down, and the third one is very cheap looking. It's like a made-for-TV movie.
Okay.
Or no, I'm thinking about the fourth one. What is it? The fourth one? I can't remember. So no, I don't remember the sequels. The first one I like.
Yeah, that's all I remember is liking the first one a lot because it's not a full-on slasher. It's more, I mean, it's got the aesthetic of a slasher, but it's more murder mystery kind of where they're trying to figure out who's slaying all these girls. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out the sequels again. It's been a while.
I think I'm going to have to buy the first one at least. I don't know if I'll buy the second or the third one, but I definitely want to see the first one again. It's been forever.
It's probably on Tubi.
Tubi. Unfortunately, if it's on Tubi, it probably looks like dog ass too, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the trade-off.
Yeah.
They got a huge library of stuff, but the quality is never guaranteed.
So that's all I've got. I actually got a couple more things coming in the next week or so, but then I'm fresh out of shit. I haven't bought any, like other than this stuff and a couple other things coming in. I tell you something that I did buy, but I already got it put up in there. That every now and then you'll find shit like this on sites and things like that. But it was I put a picture of it up on Instagram. If anybody wants to go over to our Instagram and look on the End of the Dead Pit, it is a signed Zombie 4 by Claudio Fragasso. And I don't think anybody had any idea who the fuck Claudio Fragasso was, so it wasn't very expensive. Like, I just don't feel like that's something that people get online for, and they're like, I need to get a signed. It's the Claudio Fragasso something, you know. But to me, I mean, that guy is like one of the kings of trash, like Italian trash cinema. So,
yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. So, it's midnight.
Before we go, did you do a show on him yet?
Fuck, man. Did I?
Finding Fragasso.
Did I do one in that tour of Italy? Fuck.
I don't think so, but
I don't think I did.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
That would be a good one. That's like one of the few left that like needs to be covered, really. Maybe I did cover it. I don't remember. I did so much shit. Now I gotta re-upload one of them fucking Finding Argento shows. I didn't even know it didn't work. But that being said, Sunday, 10 p.m. is Exploit Nation with the Ninja series of films. We're going to be doing American Ninja and the Shokazuki trilogy, which is Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, and Ninja 3 The Domination. So check out that show. And then
where's Miami Connection?
There's a lot of them I didn't cover. New York, we could have done New York Ninja. We could have done Miami Connection. We could have done there was a lot in there that I started thinking about like after putting those in. After that, the show the week after that is going to be Cat 3 films. So I'm pretty sure I know what 3 I want to do for that, but I'm just going to hold off on announcing those until we get closer to it. But that show will be insane. That being said, Matt, I'm going to hand it off to you. What do you got coming up?
Well, first I want to mention Angel is actually on YouTube as well, for those who want to watch it. Someone uploaded a year ago, someone named Donald, and does a whole bad quality. So if you want to see Angel, it is on YouTube.
Cool.
As for me, just doing random streams. Don't really have anything planned for that as to when random requests would be uploaded. Thanks to people out there on my channel. And yeah, we'll just continue that. Shout out to Drew Reviews that sent me this as a gift, which is the album for Cobra.
Nice.
Which got here after a 10-day delay. Thank you, Post Office.
That's awesome, though.
But yeah, very cool. Just need a record player. But that's a very cool thing. And yeah, we'll just a lot of requests will be uploaded. Saw No Time to Die, which sucked. That James Bond film is 3 hours long and kills James Bond's, and it's awful, boring ass movie. More like No Time to Cry, or is it? And There's Enough Time to Die. It's 3 hours long, so no time my ass. But
You had plenty of time to die.
so that still will be coming up. How about you, Mark?
I'll be doing the VS Lite, which will probably be a really short video. I got a bunch of stuff coming from overseas. A lot of really big boxes. I hate this stuff. I love it and I hate it. It's just, God damn, all this stuff is so huge. They make everything so fucking big in Germany. All these damn busts and. But yeah, I don't know which one I'll upload first. Whichever one gets here first, I'll probably do that one. Which I'm trying to get away from doing so many busts all the time, but I have so many, so it's like and people seem to like it. So I'm like, it's kind of a tug of war I have with myself. Trying to do other stuff, media books, steel books, metal packs, stuff like that. I got a ton of those, so I gotta get on those. So we'll see what comes up next. I'm not even sure yet.
All right, fellers. Well, to answer that question, am I okay, is a multifaceted question, Logan. I mean, I have 3 kids, a house, a car, and I'm an old man now, and it's fucking midnight. So yeah, I'm tired. It's a multi-layered question, but I'm fine other than that.
And he's got a company to run, Dead Pit.
That's right, by God. Got multiple companies to run over here, and I got Exploit Nation to do tomorrow or Sunday. I don't know what day it is. So there we go. We did see your bust earlier. We see it right now. Look at that. Look at that rack. Them titties on Mark. God almighty. Okay. But anyway, check us out on Sunday. As always, check out Matt's channel. Check out Mark's channel. Yeah, we don't really have a outro here, but we'll just thank y'all for coming by and check out our shows. And if you don't, you can kiss my ass. How about that? How about you kiss my damn ass? Bye.
Later.
Give us the thumbs up.
Up you butt.
Like, subscribe, and if you subscribe, here's something else you can do. Once you subscribe, you can click the bell notification, right? And it'll notify you anytime that Dead Pit puts up new shit.
Or don't. I really don't give a fuck.
I want you to. I want you to.
I don't care.
Let's keep our community growing here on YouTube.
I don't like it. I don't want you to do nothing.
Listen, they need to do that.
No, don't you dare touch it.
Thumbs up. Subscribe. And click that bell.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Pit on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old Dead Pit radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows, fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. Dead Pit on patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.
We ain't